Hey Weartesters, Duke back again with another performance review. This is my last one of the year because the year is almost over and because I'm having knee surgery next week on New Year's Eve. I know if you've read the article a couple of months ago that I wrote, you know what's going on. If you don't, minor procedure, out 4 to 6 weeks or so. I'm hoping it's a little quicker than that, but sooner I can get on the court, the better. We finally got a little bit of cold weather here in Texas coming in. I just did the Clutch Fit Drive 2 review yesterday that'll be posted up by the time you see this. And if you see the review, it was one day apart. 70 degrees yesterday, 50s today. Good, at least we've got some weather coming in. It makes it feel like Christmas anyway. Now, on to the review. The Nike Kyrie 2. This is the Effect colorway. Really just a sick looking shoe in my opinion. I love all the details. I love all the little the personal touches they put on this shoe. But does it perform? Doesn't matter if it looks good if it doesn't perform. Only one way to find out. Let's go. All right, first things first, materials just like always. And the materials on the Kyrie, when I initially saw this shoe, I was very, very excited. I had a feeling this all was going to be the Flyknit upper. I should have known better with only a $10 increase that it would not have that much technology. However, it's just an overlaid fuse. It's not quite as stiff as what we saw in the original Kyrie. It does feel a little bit more of like the original Nike Hyperfuse series, a little bit softer than last year's model. It does still have some flexibility issues at first, but once you get into it and break it in, it doesn't take just a couple of games to get all that gone. You got your heavy glue overlay over the toe. Again, toe draggers, Euro steppers, James Harden game, you know what you do. The back half is this performance mesh, and it's really, really soft. I wish the whole shoe was made out of this because it's just a fantastic material. It feels really good on foot. It flexes really well with your ankle. You got your notches here in the Achilles, and of course this big overlay strap. I don't want to hear KD for it anymore, y'all. This is the Kyrie strap now, and to me it feels a lot better than the KD 4 did. I was not a fan of that shoe at all, and this shoe is completely different. See a little personal touch here. Got his logo on the tongue. Overlays. Outsole, solid one-piece rubber outsole. Got his logo in the heel. Shouldn't be much of a problem. Most people that are going to strike on their heel right here aren't going to be quick enough that this traction issue is going to bother them. It does have zoom in the heel. I haven't felt it yet, but I did see cutaway pictures, so I assume it's there. 4 foot. Pour-on insert underneath the insole. Here's your cushioning in the 4 foot. Other than that, just straight file-on. So let's get into the performance. So the first category is fit, and fit is absolutely outstanding on this shoe. It's the one thing on this shoe that I have no complaints at. Well, I shouldn't say one thing. It's the main thing on this shoe I don't have any complaints about. Fit to me is perfect. From the first time I slid them on my foot, even without the strap, the laces, the lacing system, the way they did the almost asymmetrical. The 4 foot is cut a little wider than last year. It doesn't have that support overlay here that caused some problems for people. Heel, this performance mesh, performance fabric heel, really forms around, it's contoured around your Achilles and around your ankle bones. It's got a little bit of the dog bone padding inside that you probably can't see. I'll try to get a shot. A little bit of a dog bone padding inside, but not as much as the Jordan series does, the Superfly, those series. But the fit, I mean, it's just outstanding. The ankle strap even locks you in even more. But midfoot, 4 foot, heel, everything on it, perfect. Lengthwise, 10.5 fits me perfect. I've heard some people say go a half size up because it's a little stubby here. Me, I had no problems. 10.5, 10.5. It fits perfect. Now we'll move to the bottom and do traction. I almost wanted to wait till last to do the traction because it is that good. I know you've probably seen the videos by now. It's built on a motorcycle tire basis where any kind of leans, any kind of tips, it has something's hitting the floor to give you traction. I know they tried to say that last year with the 1, but this model really takes it to a new height where it wraps up the sidewall here. And we'll get into a little bit more of this curve in the 4 foot and the stability and then the cushioning department. But needless to say, you do have parts of this hitting the floor at all times. If you don't, you've fallen, you can't get up, and the traction doesn't worry anyway. As for lasting outdoors, I don't see it. I mean, it would last for a little while, but as far as the durability, it's a very, very soft rubber. I don't see it lasting very long outdoors. Okay, next up is cushioning, and this could be really short because there is none. I know Nightwing already talked about it in his video, and I'll talk about it here. The cushioning in this shoe is some of the worst as far as response that I've ever worn, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The Rose 1 was some of the worst impact and responsive cushioning I've ever had, and I love that shoe. And I won't go so far as to say I love this shoe, but the lack of cushioning technology in the shoe will not keep me from putting in rotation. Again, the heel zoom, I believe it's just a rectangle, normal, size zoom unit like you normally find in the forefoot. I won't even get into that because you don't ever even feel it. I've wore this shoe 4 or 5 times and have no idea if it's there or not. It's just the phylon won't break in, it's too thick, and the zoom, it could be there, it could not. It has no effect on this shoe. The forefoot, again, it's got a pour-on insert glued to the board under the insole. Does help a little bit as far as step-in comfort. Not as much during gameplay, but the way this shoe is rounded, Nike went to the kitchen of one of their subsidiaries in Converse. To me, it's kind of the same technology. Converse had a technology called balls cushioning. Don't laugh, yes, I said balls. And the basis for that was a ball will deflect and rebound into the same shape over and over and over and over. That's part of what I believe this is taken from, is the way it's curved. When you hit, it will deflect and bounce back. And it's just a quickness, a responsiveness without any kind of sinking feeling. It pops and bounces right back in. I'm not sure if that's the technology they're going for, but that's what it felt like to me. Now, support and stability. With the fit, the support is fantastic. The lacing system, the strap keeps you strapped in. I won't go so far as to say it's a good big man shoe because I think the lack of cushioning will kill that. But if you can get a good insole that gives you a little bit of a bounce back, the support in this shoe is good for any size. Now you can see the wide base here and a wide base in the forefoot. You've got a good solid base for landings. The strap just locks you in, it ties your foot all together. Again, it's not super low cut, but you've got enough of a coverage here at the ankle to give you that feeling of stability in the ankle. One area that really bothered me when I first wore the shoe in support area was, again, the rounded forefoot outsole. The first time I wore these, I had to change because coming off picks, coming off jumpers, you can see it's rounded, and I would plant and look for a solid base, and it would roll. And it's almost, I won't say it's unstable as far as an ankle roll or a turn, but it takes me a little bit more of a catch to stabilize my foot before I go up for a jumper. Now, 3-4 games into the night, I was okay, but the first game was really different. Okay, that about wraps us up for the Kyrie 2. At 120, it's a really good performing shoe. I wanted so much to not like this shoe because of the lack of technology in the cushioning department. However, it makes up for it in the other areas so much as far as traction, fit, support, and eventually your stability will be on. Again, if you're a fan of Kyrie, then you're definitely going to want to check these out. $10 price increase from last year. It is what it is. We know if a shoe sells out like last year's signature model did, they're going to increase the price. It's just going to happen. If you're looking at it from a business standpoint, it's smart. If you're looking at it from a consumer standpoint, yes, it's a little frustrating, but what can you do? If you're a fan of Kyrie and a fan of fast shoes, a fan of good guard play shoes, this is a shoe you want to check out. Again, rides low, rides fast, rides quick. You'd be a fool not to check this thing out if you're a fan of Nike. Going forward, again, got surgery. I hope to get my JC3 review done from Brand Black before I go into the knife next Thursday. If not, it'll be 6 weeks out before I see you again. So, Weartesters, thank you very much. Duke 4005, out.